Hello.
Hello, Dennis.
Yes.
Hey, Dennis, this is Tyson. It looks like you filled out some information on my website about selling a property in Granite City.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you still looking to sell that property, Dennis?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, can you tell me a little bit about it?
It's a split foyer with the elevation is the 3 foot foundation, 6 foot above, and then next floor. It's out in Mitchell in a newer part of Mitchell subdivision, cul-de-sac, dead end. About approximately 1,200 a level. Finished, although we've started a little bit of rehab, tore some carpet up downstairs and things, but
There's a basement?
well, it's finished. It's 3 foot in the ground. It's taxed like a basement, but we haven't used it as one.
Gotcha. Okay. Are you currently living here?
Yes, which is making doing any renovations really difficult with a full family and pets, and there's no reason to do the floor until the pets are gone. So you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
But it was built. I contracted it out in 2000. Said 1,200 per. Everything was finished, but the county counts downstairs, which is kind of by design, as finished basement. But you know what it is. Same size windows up and down.
So I'm seeing on tax records that it's 1,200 square feet. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then finished basement.
And is it like a split level or
Split foyer.
split foyer? Gotcha. Okay.
You walk in, half up, half down, but the elevations it was 9 foot lower level.
Understood.
3 foot of the nines in the ground.
Okay.
6 foot out of the ground, and the same size windows upstairs as far as downstairs, which I kind of designed the house. That's why I wanted to get. I didn't want those little bitty windows downstairs, so we changed the elevation.
Okay. So, how would you describe the condition of the property? Would you say it's brand new, good, fair?
No, it needs because they were. It had the white trim package. The fireplace, the marble's fine, but all the flooring's 20 years old. The laminate I put down is only about 10, but it's not the waterproof type. It's not vinyl. Needs replaced. It's got wallpaper in good shape, but I hear it's not in right now. This all depends, but it definitely needs a couple cracked windows. Needs a couple windows and an exterior door in the garage where somebody broke in recently.
Oh, really? Sorry.
Cosmetic stuff, the bones, everything. It's original roof, 20 years. It probably needs replaced before a bank loads much on it.
The roof?
It don't leak, but it probably needs replaced. 25-year shingles, and it's 21 years, so, I'm only repeating what other investors and stuff have told me. Some of it might be, a little stretch because it's after money, or it could be real because they're trying to open the house up to as many interested buyers as possible.
Okay. So you've been talking to a lot of investors about it?
A few, 3 or 4.
Okay. And
they all come in and say the same thing. I say, well, the cabinets they're typical, cabinets from the store, but they are called Schrock. They were based on the Amish, or whatever. They're solid oak fronts with dovetail drawers, and they're like, well, that don't matter. We're just going to paint them. And so I kind of don't even want to get into that stuff because it doesn't make sense to me. But I'm not, I'm not a seller. I'm not a flipper. So what's custom was at one time 20 years ago to us, and the wallpaper and stuff is totally out. They say so. That's fine.
Gotcha.
That's for an individual to make up your mind like you. I could just tell you what I did.
Well, hey, I appreciate that. It makes it real easy for us.
It is one of a kind with the elevations. I did take my own plans that I drew up and to have the CAD, and I've got a couple sets left over. It's not a spec home, in other words.
Okay. So,
90 furnace, just brand new 3-ton unit outside, new water heater. I guess
Okay.
that matters because you wouldn't have to change those. But
Yeah, that's
yeah,
great. Okay.
I thought, personally, in the little living room area, which was more made for show with the fireplace or whatever. But yeah, it's a little floral. My wife did all that stuff. For me, I didn't care. But
Okay.
the rest of it's not bad, and the bedrooms only have borders, so. But flooring for sure, an exterior door, a few maybe interior doors that masonite cheap doors are cracked. I mean, you really want to make it nice.
Yeah.
Because those masonite hollow cores just don't hold up.
Yeah. Okay. So, you said you're living here. Do you know where you'd move to if we were to buy it from you?
Well, it's kind of a separation slash divorce kind of situation. I'm gonna go to Kansas.
You're gonna go where?
To Kansas, where my sons are.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And what's the missus
In other
looking
words,
to
we
do?
could be out soon.
Like, how soon would you want to be out? Is my question.
Um, well, I think my wife, and I don't know. I'm only mentioning this because I'm starting to hear some stories about some new thing where the guys invest and what you can do, you do, and you kind of help flip it. I don't know what you do. I probably am rattling on when I don't know, but I can get out last week.
Okay.
But I'm the bread or was I'm on disability, retired now. But I pay the bills, and I'm not gonna pay bills where I'm not at. So
Of
I stuck
course.
around.
That makes sense. Okay. So,
But with a buyer or somebody coming in, then we do what we have to do because we had two homes. So we got Florida home sold last year, and we get this one done, and then the marriage will pretty much be dissolved. So it's business.
yeah. Okay. Well,
It's way too much. Children are grown.
yeah.
24 bedrooms and 2.5 baths, and it's too much. It's a lot to heat, a lot to cool
Yeah.
for two people or something.
Okay. So, do you have an idea of how much you're looking to get for the property?
Well, we probably right now with our equity line of credit and stuff, it would take about 100 to just get everything done that needs done.
Okay.
I'd say anything above that would be considered.
Okay. So, what price do we need to get a deal done?
Well, and you'd have to get out here and, I mean, not tell you your business, but you can't guesstimate, like I said, the doors, windows, and flooring. I mean, we're talking about flooring in the whole place is pretty much original except for the laminate I put down. And it's got, it's the old style.
Okay.
And it had that real fine beveled edge. So there's some blisters and stuff that need to be done. I wouldn't try selling without it, but
You wouldn't what?
I wouldn't try selling without changing this laminate out,
Well,
especially with that new vinyl stuff.
I mean that's our business. Is we buy properties as they are. We make it easy where you don't have to do any repairs.
Right. Well, I mean, I would let you do it, but I'm sure you would have to adjust your price. You can't. I kind of told you that the 100 would be us just walking away and everybody getting paid.
Okay. So if you weren't to do
Or we could just
anything,
walk away anyway. So anything above that would be considered. I've gotten and you have to come out. I guess I don't know if I turned them away, but I just try to be honest. Don't waste your time, or really mine. I got plenty of it, but I'm trying to tell you everything that does need done.
okay.
And you know better than me, so you come here, then I don't have to say nothing.
So
Or since you trust.
the cool thing
But it
is,
needs work, but this foundation's not cracked that I know of, or nothing like that. I mean, 20 years ago the cellulose type insulation I had done was considered pretty top end. It's got extra outlets that I like because I was in charge of that stuff. My little pet peeves that I had looking at a spec home, what don't I like? And then I try to add that in. Which most people, money-wise, wouldn't, would say, so what? That don't understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Having an extra out on a wall just to look, it's like, so what? But when you start doing your furniture and moving stuff around, it kind of comes into play.
So what would you like to see?
I had to have the big arch 6x9 window in the living room, the cathedral ceiling, plant shelves, just a couple little perks, but it's still a family house.
So what would you like to see happen, Dennis?
Me and Kansas. No, I'm not messing with you. I would say come out here and say what you could, or have somebody you trust take a look. I'll show them everything right off.
So
Get it cleared, and then because I say this because we had an outfit that gave us a 175 on the phone.
I can tell you, I don't think this property would be worth 175 even after we fix it.
It's not. They send the inspectors out though, and we never even waited around for them. We're like, when they said inspectors and we're going to start at the top and then whittle our way down, and then I started checking into this company, and I just didn't like it. I'm like, I personally couldn't talk dollars with somebody. I'm not a realtor. I'm just a steelworker retired on disability who's getting separated, divorced after 35 years. So, personally, I don't give, what, but, I'm not going to accommodate somebody only to come in and take advantage of the situation. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but.
Yeah. No, I
kind of threw it out there. 100 is kind of the bottom. 105 for me is better than 100.
Okay.
Which is 100 is where you just let the bank come in or whoever come in, take everything over, pay everything, and it's over. And I don't have to do nothing but leave. Like that's kind of what I want to do. I should have already done it.
Okay. So I think that we can make that happen for you. Meaning, I got to check and I got to see if we can do the 105. But
right.
The way that we would want to do it is we would look to just cash you out. You take the things you want. You can leave everything else behind. Anything you don't want, we deal with it all. You just tell us what date you're ready to move.
That's awesome because, and I would have to talk to the, I guess we call her ex, but it's not official or anything. But because she's on the deed too. We've had this for 20 years, married the whole time. The routine. I'm not that hard to please, but with her, who knows? But she's not much about realizing what's going on because I'm not going to pay taxes or anything.
Is her name on the property?
So we need you. We need you to, like you said, close and pay everything out, which is under 100, and take over and fix it up. And like you said, which is something that really was music to my ears, because she's got a bunch of stuff here. I only have my tools in the garage already in totes primarily, and my clothes and my TV and my computer, and I'm gone. So it'd be up to her to move stuff, and I would say good luck. But if it's okay, like you said, then that's awesome. And that will be something I'll tell her, because she's asking me, what am I going to do? It's kind of a situation where I did everything.
So here's the deal is that because her name's on title, we would need her to agree with everything too. So is she on board with selling the property?
I would say, let's do it. But you need to get her from her mouth. She did it to me once. That's the problem. Is said yes, and then caught her in a mood.
Yeah.
And I guess to be mean to me, she said no. I said, you're not being mean to me. You're being screwing yourself. You can either get half of nothing and let the bank take it, because I'm at walk away point. You know what I'm saying?
Do you want to give me her contact information? I'll call her and see what's up.
She's here.
Can I talk to her?
That's what makes her right. She's here with her boyfriend, so that's interesting. But let me see if I can get her up here. Linda. Linda?
What?
You want to come talk to this gentleman?
Dude.
He's, flips houses. I guess that'd be a good way to put it. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
It'd be a good way, house flipper, investor, whatever.
That's exactly it. Yes, sir.
You said your name was, Matt or?
Tyson.
I'm sorry. Tyson. I don't know. Here. Get on the phone. I have to get the baby.
What?
He wants to talk to you because you're on the deed. You have to talk to him. You have to tell him what your intentions and expectations are. Talk to him. Hello?
Hello, Linda?
Yes.
Hey, Linda. My name's Tyson. I'm interested in purchasing this property of yours over here on Chateau Avenue.
Uh-huh.
So Dennis gave me, his side of the story and kind of let me know that you guys are separating and wanting to sell the house. And I just wanted to call and see if that's also what you're looking to do.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Dennis kind of made it clear that he's ready to have the property sold as soon as possible. Do you kind of have an idea of how long you would need before you'd want the property to be sold?
I don't know. I have a bunch of stuff here, and I need to get it, I guess, into storage or something.
Okay.
And I don't really have the means to do that. So, I don't know.
Okay. So we would need to tackle that. You have some things. Sounds like you'd want to put some of it in storage.
Yeah.
Okay. So just to kind of give you an idea of how my company works is we buy properties entirely as is. So you get two benefits here. Number one is all you have to do is take the stuff that you want. So you can take all the stuff that you want to keep, you can put it in storage, whatever it is you need to do, and everything that you don't want anymore, you can just leave it there.
Okay.
The second cool thing is that you actually get to pick the date you move out on. So if you don't want to have this done, in 2 weeks, that's totally fine. So do you kind of have an idea? Is this something you want to be done in like maybe a month?
I could probably do it in a month. Yeah, I think 2 weeks would be a little difficult. But what if the bank tries to take it? I don't know.
Well, here's the thing is I want to buy it so the bank doesn't have to take it. So
Yeah.
kind of what I heard from Dennis was he said that you guys are planning on selling it, and then if you just split the money 50-50, is that going to work for you?
Yeah.
So do you have an idea of how much you owe on the property? Any kind of, if there's a mortgage, there's any back taxes, anything like that? Do you know how much that is?
Dennis, he knows more about the money part than I do.
Both.
It doesn't.
We got back taxes and mortgage. Not going to be paid, so it needs to be done soon
A month?
or less.
I don't know if I could get what I...
You don't have to worry about what you can get. You can get nothing. That's your choice. Give a shit about your stuff. You can either get a couple grand out of the house or you can get nothing. Bank takes it, nothing.
Well, he said we set the date of when we get out.
The bank sets the date when it comes because they're not getting payments.
Okay, do you want to tell him what...
Right now they're telling.
No, I'm talking to him.
What's that?
Didn't you say I'd be able to have a month?
So here's the thing. It sounds like the property's in pre-foreclosure right now.
Yep.
Okay, so do you have an idea? Have they given you a date of when the foreclosure date is?
Nope.
Okay. So is what we
I
do.
thought it said 15th this month, but that's on a Sunday. It can't be that.
Wait, they sent you a letter that says it's going to be the 15th?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
I just go find it. I thought they actually turned it over to collection.
Well, so is what the best thing that we're able to do in these kinds of situations, because here's the thing, is we definitely want to avoid a foreclosure if we can, right? Like we don't, I mean, even money aside, is we don't want to have a foreclosure on your record and just have that absolutely, blow your credit. Because that's going to make it super hard to ever buy a house.
My credit's already been ruined.
On that paper, do you have an idea of how much the payoff is? How much the bank is asking for?
Well, I know what the bank note is, but the bank picked up some of the back taxes.
Okay. And how much is that?
Correct. They're moving, and it was an equity line of credit, which before the taxes we were under our line of credit max. So that picking up taxes put it over. Whether you walk away, just hang up until
I'm not walking away.
You're gonna have an involvement. You're gonna do something, or get nothing. Keep talking.
All I did was hand you the phone so you could
I
get.
have faith in my hand. The grandbaby, because nobody can seem to do nothing around here. You too busy to talk to him, maybe get something out of the house, or not? I don't really care.
You were talking to him.
You were.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Tyson, but I'm not putting you in the middle, but she's going to take an interest because she has to sign off.
Right. Well, here's what I want to do is I need to figure out some information because I really want to help here. Look, Dennis, Linda, you guys both seem like nice people. It sucks that this is the situation we're in, but I want to make sure that you can get out of it with the least amount of scrapes and bruises as possible. Now, it sounds to me like, maybe we don't really like each other that much right now. But if we could work together on getting this information, then I'm going to have the best possible time in getting you the most amount of money possible.
Okay, well, the original loan was for around the equity line of credit. 80 was supposed to be the max, but they froze it. It was a 77, but then they went out and spent, $10,000 with fees and stuff on back taxes. So that would be 87. When I say 100, that was to pay everybody and everything.
Okay, so you think that the total amount of debt is $100,000?
I guarantee 100 pays everything. I've been handling the business until I refuse to do it no more.
Okay. All right, Dennis, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring this to my underwriter right now. I'm going to give him the situation. Then he's going to let me know kind of where we're going to be at as far as our offer. And then I'll let you know what that is. Now, is what I need to figure out from you is if we can make something work. Hopefully something over $100,000 so that you and Linda can both get some money. Are you guys going to be ready to move forward and get the wheels turning on this so that we can avoid a foreclosure?
I'm ready right now, Tyson, so you need to talk to Linda. That's why I've got her in here, trying to get her engaged. She's been a passenger this whole time, so she really doesn't want to get involved. She has to.
All right. Okay, here's what I want to do. Are you and Linda both going to be at the house for the next 15 to 20 minutes?
Well, we're here now, yeah.
All right. Let me do some digging. Let me talk to my underwriters. Let's figure out how much we can pay for this. I'm going to call you back in like 5 minutes, okay?
Okay. Sounds good. I mean, yeah. I don't want to waste your time. I try to be as honest as possible.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for that. All right. Last question. So I see that the building size they're saying is this 1,184 square feet. But I'm also seeing on some websites that they're saying that there is 2,400 square feet, 2,381.
Yeah, they're counting downstairs, finished area.
Okay.
You get here, like I said, it's almost like a two-story how it looks.
Okay. All right. Perfect. That's what I need. Give me about 5 minutes to talk with my underwriters, and I'll give you a call back, okay?
I actually got a set of plans that are accurate.
Okay.
That would help.
Excellent. We may need that. I'll let you know if we do.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. I'll call you back in 5. All right. We got something figured out.
Okay.
Is it possible that you can grab your ex and have her be able to listen to this as well?
Yeah, she's sitting right here. That's on speaker. She can hear you. I'm actually feeding the baby, so.
Gotcha. All right.
I'm listening.
So here's what it's looking like.
I'm here.
Okay. For my company to buy it cash, we're going to have to be less than what you owe. So that's not going to work. So I can't meet your number with a cash offer. But we have options and we've crafted tools for people like you. Now here's what this would look like. We make it our business to know every other investor and cash buyer in Illinois. We have relationships with every hedge fund. We have national buyers. We have local buyers. And we also have the ability to list your house on the MLS and capture retail buyers at no expense to you. No commissions, no closing costs, no fees, no repair costs. We're going to negotiate hard. We're going to pre-qualify buyers. We're not going to do open houses. I'm not going to let 50 or 60 people walk through your house. But we feel like we would be able to get you $100,000 by helping you find a buyer.
Yeah, I'm listening. I didn't know when you was done or whatever.
Gotcha. So here's what this would look like. We would need to get 3 documents signed from you. One is a purchase agreement to buy the house for $100,000. So you know that we're going to get you $100,000. Now, I know that you said $100,000 would get everybody paid, so that we can avoid a foreclosure, and hopefully it could get you guys some money as well. But I think that that's what we can get you. That's the number I'm confident on. The second thing we need to have signed is a permission slip, essentially, that allows us to list the house on the MLS. The third thing is a novation agreement. And this is just going to say that we're going to make sure that you get the $100,000, but we may need to substitute the contract out for somebody that's going to be a retail buyer that isn't paying cash.
Right, but the problem with that is, and when I said the $100,000 will cover it, is we haven't even contacted them because they're useless, but we got scammed into pre-hiring a realtor years ago.
What?
MV Realty, are you familiar with their business design?
What's it called?
MV Realty. They pay you, I think they paid us $600 or something ahead of time to have the right to list our house. But I included what they would have gotten percentage-wise into my 100 guesses. Because they're going to get it no matter what.
MV Realty.
And I know this, and we call them and get transferred over to 3 people. Like in Florida, they were absolutely no help at all. And we reached out a bunch of times. Finally gave up, thinking that it was kind of a scam. No, they got $4,000 for basically nothing down there.
Whoa, hold up. I'm reading an article right now about this.
Yeah. If I were to contact them, she had somebody else call me, make sure it was me or whatever, and said she was going to call. She could have. I am not the best at answering foreign numbers on my phone.
We know how to take care of
I say foreign, it's just numbers that I don't recognize. But yeah, it's a real company, and they have real teeth because they took it out of our sale in Florida, which my wife arranged the cash retail buyer.
So
And
do
they,
you?
it's 275,000, albeit they're not getting a big percentage, you know, I don't forget, it was 3,000 something, not a very big percent out of 275.
Okay. So do you know what the contract is for then?
For this, they paid us money at a time to have the right to list our house, whenever. And if we never list it, then they don't get nothing.
So what happens if you list it
They
with
never
us?
sell, that is. Not listed.
So-
But they're supposed to do all that for us. Full service realtor company. Yeah, right. No. I'm not going to start the he said, she said, but let's just say it's something my wife found for money now. I think I'll leave it at that.
Gotcha. Well,
Which was a screwing.
I mean,
She's in the money for nothing, Cap.
If they have a contract, we can do it.
No, there is nothing free. Nothing. And as good as you're being, you're not doing it for free.
no, absolutely not. We're looking to get paid.
Well, I mean, to think you would, I'd hang up because you're not real.
Well, look, I'm just now learning that we're dealing with them right now. So we have a different house.
Yeah, and it's bullshit because I've tried multiple times down in Florida to get them involved. They wouldn't. They're just ignoring my calls. I mean, how do you make them go without a lot of legal fees? And then I finally got to the point where they would try to transfer me to some sort of legal.
Well, look, here's what I can
You know,
tell you
stuff.
is that we're dealing with them right now. We found out how to deal with them. Is what I can say is that I think I can get you $100,000 for the house. Now it's gonna rely on us finding a buyer for you, and we need to get some documents signed, and we need to move on it quickly.
Okay, well, I just didn't want when you said list, because I have no problem signing anything per se. But when you say list, I'm just trying to give you as much information.
Right.
I did oversimplify with the 100. As I said, there's the bank bought out some tax years. There's still present tax year at least. You know, so I kind of pulled the 100 out of the hat. I don't know exactly what it'll be.
Okay.
It won't be over 100, I know for sure. I always try to guesstimate high.
Well, here, how about this? How about we do a clean 102,000?
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. I just wanted you to know about the money. MV is going to want something, I'm sure.
Right. Well, we can figure it out with them. We can work with them.
But they only got, I can get out the closing paper. I had to dig it out, but it seems like it was 3,700. I can do the percentage maybe in my head roughly, but it was a real low percentage. And as a full service supposed realtor, it seemed like a bargain at the time because it was actually getting Linda to agree to a sale of anything.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you why I did it.
I know,
Because
I understand.
hindsight makes you look makes me look stupid.
Hey.
But having an agreement to sell anything was an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she's standing here. She probably thinks I'm digging at her. I'm just trying to be honest.
Well, look, let's help you guys out of this. You want to ask her if she's cool with the 102,000, and if she is, we can start getting the paperwork drawn up so I can get this information over to the title company so that they can call the bank and let them.
Linda, I'm sorry.
What?
She's over here muttering to herself like she's some kind of a freaking expert, throwing out numbers. I only threw out a number what it was going to guarantee to break even. She's trying to throw out profit numbers now. She wants 105, whatever. You talk to her. I didn't say 105.
I heard you telling him that.
No, you didn't. Tyson, did I say 105 anything?
Here's the deal.
Earlier, when you were on the phone with him,
No.
when I wasn't present.
I said she eavesdrops and thinks that she catches the story. I said that one company offered 174.9 originally, but they were going to come degrade it, and I just really didn't care for that business plan. That's what I said. 175, not 105. And it wasn't real.
Well, look, here's the deal. Is I'm confident I can get you 100. Now, I think I can get you 102. I mean, we're going to try. So I think that getting something rather than nothing is going to be the best case scenario here.
No, it needs work for sure. Nothing heavy. Just, doors, windows, I told you.
Okay. So
That still takes time and money.
So let me ask you, Dennis, does the 102 work for you?
Yeah, it works for me.
All right. Can I talk to Linda? Can Linda hear me?
Yeah.
All right, Linda, does the 102 work for you?
Linda, it's yes or no?
Well, how much does that put in our pocket? I mean,
It's
I
gonna
don't know.
It's
If
gonna
you ever take
depend.
the time to figure out every penny we owe,
Here-
you know what clothing costs are? There shouldn't be much. He could help you if you wanted to break it down. I'm sure he would.
That's the thing is we're gonna
But
cover
what you're saying-
all the closing costs and everything like that. Here's what's gonna happen: is if you guys say, look, at bare minimum, yes, 102 is good. Then the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna get my title agent, and they're gonna reach out to your bank because once we have these agreements signed, then I can reach out to your bank and I can figure out how much is owed on everything.
But you'll get them off our back right away.
Yes.
See, lenders don't understand the business. I couldn't and wouldn't get them off.
I was thinking 105.
But she
105
has
is
no
too
idea.
much. Linda, I'm sorry. I don't think that that's possible for us to get you that.
Linda, it's yes or no? You got to stay on the phone. I'm telling you, from my experience of late, it's the best in writing, legitimate offer you're going to get. They haven't even looked at the place and he said that. But I have been forthright as I could be. Yes or no? I don't care. If it's no, we're only talking about a couple grand.
Yeah, but I have no income and I need to get into something else.
Yeah, and you have no real estate experience at all. You don't pay bills, you never have. So you don't know what you're talking about.
105.
Yeah, well, I'd like to be president. Not really. Not in this crazy country. I'd like to have a daughter that can watch her baby without finding excuses to dump her on me all the time.
Oh my gosh, Dylan.
Every day. Get the fuck out of here. Don't pardon me, Tyson. What is that? Yes or no?
I'd like to get 105. And I mean, that seems like a really low ball.
Well, then you get it. How much effort you put in? Did you call MV Realty up, Linda? I'm only doing this, Tyson, just to point out she's made no effort and nothing. She don't know any balances. She doesn't know real estate. She only knows slot machines and party and fun. Yes or no?
Well,
You
look,
walk away
here's the
at
thing.
Okay. That's okay. You tried. I don't care either way.
I mean, look, I really want to get you guys something. I don't want you guys to lose the house to a foreclosure. You know, I'd really hate to see something like that
Either
happen.
way, she talk about he don't understand. You already ranked my credit. Answer the freaking phone. That car will never run, and I will make it a point to make your life hard until I'm
You
gone.
already have.
No. You're a passenger. Yes or no?
I said 105.
Okay, so it's 105. It means no. I don't see you grabbing the baby, Miss Fi. You grab her.
I've had her a lot myself when Ashley.
I've been here from the beginning. Yes or no? Don't say 105. He said 102. It's yes or no. But I'm not making no effort. Nobody's twisting your arm. I'm not
We haven't
looking. He
even-
called me. I wasn't even looking.
We haven't even had somebody come out and tell us what it actually works. He hasn't even seen it. How can he give it?
Hey, I can answer that. I can answer that question.
I got
right now.
150 plus in it and about 1,000 hours of my own labor. What does that mean? Nothing. She don't get it.
Hey, I understand her concerns. I see what you're saying. I see what she's saying. Here's the fact of the matter. I flip houses across all the United States. I very rarely ever have to go look at any of them before we have them under contract. I know enough about flipping real estate and understanding what needs to be done to properties to get them sold to be able to give offers over the phone. I do this every single day. We've already, we're scheduled to purchase 10 properties already just this year. I understand we will eventually get somebody to come out and look at it, but I believe that Dennis has been telling me the truth and being honest about the property. So we're planned for all of that. Now, look, I understand you want 105,000. I wish I could give you 105,000. It's not my money I'm spending, it's the company's. What I know is the most I can get approved for is 102,000 because we're not going to overpromise you on a number we can't deliver on. Now, what I want to see happen is you at least get some money. Now, from my understanding, there's about $9,000 in arrears and there's an $84,000 HELOC. That means that there's going to be $93,000 total, which means there will be $9,000 left over that'll be split between you two. So you both get $4,500 roughly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know that to be for sure. This is just what I've heard. It could be more, it could be less. But in order for us to make sure that it doesn't get foreclosed on and you guys don't get zero, we need to get moving on this. Now, if you just say, hey, nope, Tyson, 102 doesn't work, I'd rather be foreclosed on, there's nothing I can do to stop you. That's your own decision. But, the thing is, I want to help. You guys just have to let me know whether it's something that's going to work for you.
Well, can we meet somewhere in the middle, like 103.5 or something?
If I could get an extra $500, would that work? If we could do 102.5?
How about 103?
Okay. Here's what I'll do.
I have no income, and I have to find a place to live, or I'm going to be homeless.
I got you. Look, Linda, I hear you. I want to be able to get you the most amount of money, but the thing is if I overpromise, we're not going to be able to get the house sold. And time is of the essence here.
Well, it's a pretty nice house, actually. I mean, it needs some work.
Needs a lot of work. You're a fucking idiot.
I mean, we're talking $500. I mean, can't you just try for the 103?
Okay, here's what I'm going to ask is I don't want to go to my underwriter again and then you say, well, no, I actually need it to be 105 still. So if I can go and I can get this approved at 103 grand, is that going to work for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I can go get this done, I'll be able to send you guys the paperwork on email. We can run through it and we can get this all wrapped up today so we can get on the phone with the bank and figure out how much money you're going to make. Can you do all of that? Assuming I can get it approved at 103?
Yes.
All right. Can I put you on hold for just 5 minutes?
Okay.
All right. Don't hang up. I'm going to be right back.
Okay.
Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Holy shit. Boys. What the hell do we think? I feel terrible for these people. There's a baby crying. It's hectic. They're both yelling at each other. They clearly fucking hate each other. We need to get them out, bro. We need to get them out. That's what we have to do. Here's the thing. Here's my numbers. If we sell it for 140, we can make that happen. If it sells for 137,
I'm not.
We're still good. All right. Let's do it. Yeah, DJ Swizzle, good point. I feel bad for Dennis. Lyndon needs to, they both need to figure something out. I don't know. What happened to their marriage? I don't know, bro. It's so sad to see this happen to people. All right. All right. Hey, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay. We can do the 103,000, but we need to get this done today.
Okay.
Because what I need from you guys is I need both of your guys' email addresses.
Yeah, I got my phone. It's on my phone right here.
All right. Sounds good. Now let me put you on hold for about 2-3 minutes while I get this filled out. All right. Let me know when you got that first page open.
Okay, first page, we agree. Continue.
Good. Keep going. You just need to make sure you initial the bottom left of all the boxes.
Bottom left, I guess I'd have to scroll down.
Yeah, you can just press
okay, buyer's initials, TS. Okay, I see that.
Yeah, and then on the...
and then go into the 3 bars, right?
Yeah, the little yellow box
so print
thing.
And sign, or...
What's that?
Let's say print and sign or finish?
Yeah, print and sign.
Print
and then just
yeah.
go ahead and get your initials on there.
I'm going to upload. So we got broadband at least. I don't need to download it, do I? Just sign it?
No. You just do the thing and you can just type it in right there. Or you can draw it with your finger. Either way works.
Do I need to download the app?
No, you do not.
Well, I'm trying to look where, review documents. Just where you kind of approve your initials and stuff. I was looking for that.
Yeah.
Just didn't go far enough. Okay. Okay, here we go. Draw my initials. Well, those are pretty, but that's good.
Try it this morning. Well, she's like, what was that? Hey. She's like, I like cheesy cake.
Obviously, on this drawing, I got fat fingers.
Yeah, can you hear me that? You did, sorry. Sorry.
Sorry about what?
Why is it what?
Because she'd already been fed. Okay.
Oh, hey. Whatever, dude. I'm such an asshole. You're a butthole, hey. Who's talking to me?
Real estate investor.
Oh, okay.
You're not bothering me.
Oh, she's not getting loud.
He's all right. I'm just doing what they call DocuSign right now.
Well, you're selling the house or something?
Well, you got to sign contracts for them to, they got putting a lot of time in. What now? Oh. I'm just in the finishing process.
Excellent. So after you've got it all signed, it's going to send one to... it'll send one to Linda once you're finished.
Bye.
Yeah. I mean, we got broadband, but she's using just Wi-Fi only.
Well, she won't even be able to. Okay, so yours is signed, yours is done. So it should have just sent one to Linda.
Right. Yeah. On my phone though.
No, it'll go to her email to the
okay.
email.
Yeah, it has to go to her phone. That's what I'm saying. I got service, and she's just use Wi-Fi, but it should work. We got broadband. Okay, it's just finishing up right now. I did the password and everything else. And my daughter just got home a little bit, stuff in the background. It's no big deal.
No, it's not so I'm like,
No, I'm done.
no.
I'm done. She's in a high chair. But I'm just telling you, she just ate bananas, animal crackers, peas and carrots, and some formula in a bottle.
Thank you.
And she made a real estate deal. So she's good.
Good girl.
She did a real estate deal?
Yeah.
She's good.
You still there?
Yeah,
Guys?
I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get in the other room. We can't. She's eating. I guess all little ones are like that, but she's quite boisterous. All the way to what something was Grandpa's fault, make dinosaur sounds. Now, if you want, Linda went back downstairs. I can yell down at her about opening her emails
Yeah, if you could do that for me.
because she's really not real good at doing that stuff. I mean,
Well, I appreciate your help, and it'd be very nice.
no, I appreciate your help because I gave up.
Well, look, that's all we want to do, man. I want to be able to help. We want to be able to get you the most amount of money for this, and get you on to the next page in your life, right? Let's move on to the next chapter.
Yeah, but I was just gonna say there's something you can mention to people in the future when you're trying to help them and they're a little bit stubborn. I had an experience because of just being late on the house because I had to push it to get it sold. If you don't, I mean, it's hard to understand, but that's what it took. That was really radical stuff.
Yeah.
Where, like I said, talk about credit. I went to some kind of no credit or bad credit, whatever, because I got $6,000 a month income, guaranteed, Social Security and pension. I should be able to do anything.
Right.
But because of some things, the bad choices of me taking advantage of the 0% credit cards when we moved to Florida, was carrying 2 houses, didn't want to get into the IRAs. Wasn't quite 59 and a half yet. But it would pay a penalty. Anyway, I racked up some 0% 18-month credit cards. I mean, that's what my credit was like then. I had 50,000 offered, 4 cards, and I used about 40 of it. And she was using my phone, and she ain't in there, so I'm not trying to start. But she answered an 800 number. I was asleep. I told her not to answer anything. Just make your calls if she needed it. And got my phone hacked, and I just called the bank and told them that you need to block my account just in case they could get that information off my phone, off the app. And they completely shut my account down. They caused all my auto pays to default. 40,000. So they were all within a pretty tight time frame. The time I reestablished it, we didn't even have grocery money or anything. That was all my money that they froze.
Jeez.
I'm not kidding you. I'm not innocent. I should have never racked up all that debt, but I was going to sell a house and it was going to be no big deal. Well within the 0%, you know.
Were you able to get
Had everything,
Linda?
because I traveled, had everything on auto pay. I didn't even have physical records, or credit cards were already cut up. Did you get your stuff on your phone? Well, anyway, that's how you could ruin your credit, because it was 815, 825 for many and many a year. Now it's about 550. $40,000 credit card debt. Isn't that funny? I don't know. They didn't even make it where I could really pay them. So I paid in a bunch to one of those credit card places, debt relief. After a year, and my score just kept plummeting. I'm paying $1,200 a month. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Nothing.
Jeez.
I mean, a couple of those cars were really like 2,000-3,000. I mean, there was plenty in there. I was paying $1,200 a month after a year. They were just sitting on my money so they could use it.
That's what it sounds like.
Well, I know. I used to be, besides being a steel worker, I mean, on my off time, I invested a lot. And I understand because I used to, as being a total novice, no training, high school, but just factory. But life training and good number of my skills, you know. Watch CNBC, watch interviews, play blue chips, something you want to hold on to, like Buffett would always say. I did all right.
That's good.
But
hey,
you also learn something about the business community. It's not.
Can you do me a favor, Dennis?
Things to be proud of.
I'm looking over on my end, and it doesn't say that Linda has been able to open up the agreement yet.
Well, she just now went down.
Okay.
Because she's going to act like she's doing me and you the favor. She don't even understand what's going on. They let me take an Uber to pick up the car that I was approved and picked out. It was an older car, so it wasn't going to be too much inspection time. And then turned me down when I got there because they seen that the Third Federal, who's got the HELOC on us, was 60 days. But they've been paid, but it's still on there. So I understand what not having a foreclosure on your record.
Right.
Believe me, I understand. Because that's what he said, because they don't even really do credit checks, hard ones. They do soft ones, but it comes up on a soft one, I guess. Whatever that means. And he said, I'm not, because the credit comes out of the dealership, because they all got high mileage, high price cars. And he's the one that does the financing. And he goes, I don't finance somebody that lets their home go in jeopardy. I didn't try to explain it. I don't care. It's just, why'd you bring me over here? $40 for an Uber, $40 back. That's what having that on there might do. But you don't know. So I'll give her another minute because I just told her to open it up, but
I don't.
let's
check
her
here.
friend open it. Linda, you need to open it up. He's waiting on you. He's going to stay on the phone in case you have trouble. I'll go down right after you yell. That didn't sound too loud.
Well, you're really good with this stuff, so if you could help her fill it out.
She's got somebody that could help her, but you don't know what's going on. You need to open your Gmail. There's DocuSign is what it's called. And it prompts you. We've done this before, electronic. I'm talking to you. We've done this before many times, electronic signature. Okay. Whatever. Toilet's running.
Nobody gives me $1 every day. That's why nobody gives me.
All right, let's see here. All right, looks like
Keep looking. I
yeah,
don't know.
she got it open.
Okay.
Good deal.
You got to accept cookies and all that stuff. And then it'll just come to, there'll be spots where it says initial here. Just tap it, and it'll prompt you to, or Linda, to put your initials down, how you want them to look, whatever. You know, LBK. You put them on the screen, it remembers them. Anywhere you tap, it'll put them. Then you'll be prompted to do a signature because there's a few of those too. And all you do is tap. Is that initials or signature?
That's signature.
Okay. Did it ask you for initials?
No.
It will. Initials should have came first.
Oh. Fine. It's his spot.
How's the weather out there in Arizona? Is that actually where you're calling from?
Yeah, it's really nice today. I think it's like 65 degrees, 65, 70.
Yeah. It was nice here too. You know, we're right outside St. Louis. It's just a on the map kind of thing. But I was only curious because west is where I'm going to be heading.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kansas is west, but farther than that too. Our oldest, he's got a partial year of resident. He's a medical doctor, and then he's got a year fellowship. And I guess me and the boys will be looking for anything. They like doing, you know, kind of not real mountain climbing, but trails.
All right.
So I guess, I don't know about that. They really like the Colorado area, but I think that might be a little too pricey for me. Now, he's going to be a doctor, so I guess not for him.
Got it?
Did you go through all 3 pages? You submit?
Yep, it's done. We just got it
okay,
back.
great.
Let me come through it real quick. Yep, all good. All right, so here's what's going to happen now. I'm setting this over to my transaction coordinator, and what they're going to do is 2 things. They're going to get all of this information to the title company so that we can reach out to the bank and figure out exactly what the payoff is. They're also going to call you, and they're going to schedule a time that we can send by a photographer to come get pictures of the property.
Okay.
As soon as we hear back from the bank on what the total payoff is, we're going to let you know. We're going to figure out everything it is so you guys will know exactly how much money we're going to walk away with. My transaction coordinator is going to call you either today or tomorrow. They're going to introduce themselves. They're going to be the main point of contact for the rest of the transaction. They're going to call you at least once a week. They're going to let you know everything that's happening. If you have any questions, they're going to give you all their contact info so you can reach out to them, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you guys have any questions for me right now?
Yes. Depending court date, which I'm not sure if that's just to finalize their lien to take over or what the process was. You know, I've never been through it, but Do we still go? Do we notify them, or
Yes,
in the
and
process,
for
your coordinator notifies them
for
that
right
we're trying to
now,
get a sale to get them their money?
yes. So for right now, plan on still going. We are going to learn.
Okay.
Our title rep is going to learn more about that, and if anything changes, we'll let you know.
All right, good. And secondly, on our part, not a question. I'm sure Linda feels the same, but to get the bank off our butts and that we can stick around as long as it takes to do what we got to do.
Yes, it should.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? So we'll be here for pictures or anything else that comes
Right,
up.
right.
It's just I was trying to plan a little ahead as in we were going to get pushed out.
Gotcha.
Because we don't necessarily have a place to go yet.
Right, so it's not set to close until the end of February, so you'll have plenty of time.
Okay, that's actually getting a little better weather, so it's actually
when?
better.
So when,
The plan, if everything goes right, end of February, which is about 7 weeks. That's good.
yeah.
Gives you time. Hopefully nicer weather too.
Mm-hmm.
Today was awful nice. We're listening.
All right, so what I want you to do is just be on the lookout. Answer any 480 numbers that call you, any 480 or 602
Okay.
numbers, because somebody from my office is going to be calling you soon.